Hey guys, and welcome back to the Flipping Empire Challenge. This is a challenge where I'm going to be flipping on multiple realms and working our way up to 100 million gold liquid. Before we get into it, if you'd like to learn how to flip exactly how I am and 4 other different flipping methods, you can find all of that inside of my flipping guide, which will be the first link down below in the description box. However, let's get into this episode. So this one is going to be huge because of the release of free trade, meaning that we can trade freely across realms within our region. So we can basically trade to any realm we want to. This is going to make this flipping challenge absolutely insane. Before, you'd have to pay for a paid transfer to get items across from realm to different realms. Now though, in a week or so, we're going to be able to simply trade items straight to a character on a different realm. This means that we can do a whole heap of cross-realm arbitrage, meaning we buy on one realm for very low and then we resell on a better realm for a much more higher price. And we've been investing absolutely crazy. We've brought so many investments and the price, like the amount in our auction houses, has went up so much, and we also have a whole heap of items waiting in our mailbox for when this patch comes live. And this is going to be on the 11th, I believe, that the patch will be live, and then we can trade items across realm. So we've spent millions of gold, literally millions of gold in investments, so hopefully we can make a lot more. And I've noticed so far we haven't even listed all of the investments onto the auction houses, and our auction house on our main realms that we're already selling on have went up a lot, and we already have a bunch of items that are still in the mailbox. So for an example, before we get into it, I'll just show you some of the items that we've invested in. Alright, so one of the big investments that we've done is on BFA mounts, and we've bought them on the cheapest realms, and we've bought them for some ridiculously cheap prices. For an example, our golden main drains we've been buying for 20k. We've brought a whole heap for 20k. We've also got some for 30k, so a really good price on those. We've got a few blood feasters that we paid 23k each, and then we've also got a few more here that we paid 24 each, and then we've also got pack mules that we paid only 50k gold each for. So as you can see, we've got 75 BFA mounts that we've paid extremely good prices for. And what we're going to do with all of these is send them to our realms and have one of each on every single realm. Now this here will be able to make us millions of gold just from this realm's investments, and there's a whole heap of other realms that I've done this on and brought up a whole heap of different items that you can find all inside the flipping guide. All the items that I've invested in are inside of the flipping guide groups, and they're all really good deals, like extremely good deals. And we've got a multiple different realms that we've actually done things like this on. I can pop up on the screen some of the other investments that we've got for some really good prices, but this is where the majority of our gold has went right now, is into investments for the patch that is coming out very soon. So this is patch 10.1.5, and with that we'll be able to do the trading cross realm. Now we've heavily invested in a whole heap of realms. All these realms that just have one character, we've invested heavily in all of these realms into certain items to resell once the patch comes live. Then also on our main realms that we're already selling on, we have brought some things on there too. So let's I won't go into all the investments and everything like that because there is a lot of them on multiple different realms. It will take a while to go through them all. However, what we'll do is we'll start off this episode. Let's go through the sales. We'll clear out the mailboxes for the past week, and we need to take in consideration that we have invested a lot of gold. I'm talking around like 5 to 10 million gold in investments that we have made for this patch. So we should have some crazy sales coming once the patch is live, and we also will have to venture out onto more realms, more than the 10 realms we're selling on right now for the challenge. We will want to be selling on more realms than that in the future. So if we just check out, this is on Frostmourne, we've got 68.2 million worth in the auction house. So this has went up a crazy amount just on this one realm. We've relisted a few items that we brought on here, and it's bumped up the auction house value a lot. So the sales that are going to be coming in the future are going to be absolutely insane. So let's start off with clearing out the mailboxes. So in the last 7 days, as you can see, we've got a decent amount of sales. Let's go through them. So some of the big items, the Twilight Dragon's Helm, we sold that for 65k. Now with all these sales, we're making more than 50% profit on the majority of them. We're making like 250% profit on what we actually paid for these items. So there is a really good amount of profit in all these sales. What's another big sale we got here? This one right here for 33k, and the rest are just normal sales pretty much. Let's go ahead and clear that out. So that was, I think, 177k. So that brings our gold back up to 302k. As you knew before, we're up to like 2.5 million gold liquid on this character. We used all that gold to actually invest into more flips for the future. So let's go ahead and let's jump over to our next realm, and we'll just do all the mail clear outs on all our realms. So let's go over to Area 52 next. Area 52, here we go, and we'll check out the mailbox on this guy. We might check out some of the auction houses on the characters too, because the prices have went up on a lot of the auction houses, like the total worth of the auction houses. The spreadsheet that we'll look at the end is absolutely crazy. The amount that we have went up in auction house value is insane. And like I mentioned before, half the things, well, more than half the things aren't even listed on an auction house yet. So we've made even more. So we've got 29k on Area 52. We've got some transmog pieces. We've got a few of the alloys for 7.1k. So there's 29k on Area 52 in the last week. Let's go ahead and collect that up. That brings up the total to 29k. Let's check out the auction house on here while we're on here. So this one is sitting at 960k. So this one hasn't went up too much. We haven't relisted any of the items really, because we've been buying them on a different character. But that's still looking really good, and I'm happy with that. So we've been buying on Buffy Flip instead of this guy right here. So we haven't relisted any of the investments. Let's go ahead and move on to the next realm though. We've got Dalaran. Right, so on Dalaran we had 21k in sales, a few transmog item pieces, mainly transmog item pieces actually, a couple cosmetics there. Let's go ahead and collect that. So that'll bring up Dalaran to liquid gold to 43k. Let's go ahead and check out the auction house on here. So the auction house on this one is looking really good. We're looking at 6 million on Dalaran, which has went up a whole heap. Let's go ahead and check out the next realm. And the next realm is Illidan. So on Illidan we had 10k sales, pretty much all in plans and recipes. Let's go ahead and collect that. So we're sitting at 10k on this realm right now. And the auction house is looking at 24 million, which is crazy. So we picked up a Blade of Henna for 80k, which is super cheap. Reselling that for 242k. That's a good flip right there. Yeah, but the auction house worth is 24 million on this realm, which before it was only like a couple million, I'm pretty sure, and it's up to 24 million, which is insane. Let's go ahead and move on to the next realm. Next up is Moonguard. Alright, so let's check out Moonguard sales. We've got 53k total sales in the last week. One big one right here, a pattern for 18k. The rest are around like 8k, all different range. Let's go ahead and collect that up though. And then on this round, we are currently sitting in liquid gold at, that'll bring us up to 53k. Super nice. And we might as well check out the auction house on here too. What is it sitting at? So 2.4 mil. Let's go ahead and move on to the next round. And the next round is Proudmoore. Right, so sales on Proudmoore, 65k. That's actually really nice. We sold 2 lots of the rhinestone sunglasses for after the The auction house fees 23.7k each. That is really nice. So that brings up the liquid gold on here to 79,000, and we'll check out the auction house value while we're at it. So we've got 2.1 mil on here, which is really nice. Let's go ahead to the next realm. So once we actually get all of the investments listed up on realms, the auction house value is even going to go up way more, by millions, because we have a whole heap of investments sitting in mailboxes, still waiting for us. We're waiting for the patch of 10.1.5 to come out, so then we can send them across to multiple realms and list them, so we have one of each item on all the realms we want to be selling on. Now the realms we're going to be selling on are mainly like high pop. We will be selling on some medium and low pop ones that don't have any competition. If there's no competition, we can set the price for the items that we're selling, so that will be a really good way to do it. We've got, what is this, 58k on this realm. We've sold the Fallen Rune Lord's gloves, 24k, and then we got the blink strike for 24k. Very nice. Go ahead and collect all of this up. That brings the liquid gold up to 61k on this realm. I'm super excited for in a few months from now, or in the upcoming future, to see all the sales come in from these big investments that we've been doing. We've got 1 mil of auction house listings on this realm. Let's go ahead and move over to the next realm, Storm Rage. So Storm Rage, what have we got here? We've got 24k, mainly plans, as you can see right here. What was it, the Crimson for the plans, which is the PvP plan for Dragonflight. We bought those extremely cheap. The auction house on this realm is looking at 5.2 million. We've got a nice sale there for Dusthaven boots that we paid on average 2.3k, reselling that one 4.2k. It's a nice little profit right there. Next up is Thraw. Ooh, so we didn't actually get too many sales on Thraw. As you can see, we only got 3 sales, 1.2k, so nothing much on this realm has sold so far, well, in the last week. The auction house is looking at 2.2 mil. We've got a flying carpet that sold, so we only paid 199 gold each for these, and we're reselling one for 2k. It's a nice little profit. However, let's move on to the final round, Tichondrius, and that is our final round. Let's see what sales we've got on here and what the auction house is looking like on this round. Right, so in sales we got 13.9k, so we just sold 2 things right here, one recipe and the Ancient Tome of Portal to Dalaran. Right, so that brings up liquid gold to 23k on Tichondrius, and the auction house is sitting at 1.2 mil. Right, awesome. Now let's check out our spreadsheet and see how it went for the past week. The auction house has went up. The auction house value has went up a whole lot. We've got to remember that I have been investing heavily into investment for patch 10.1.5, and obviously, like I mentioned before, we still haven't got them all listed on the auction houses. So the auction house's value will be even higher than this spreadsheet is showing, which is insane. Let's go ahead and check out the spreadsheet for this week. Alright, so here is the spreadsheet for this week. Now this is just the realms that we're currently doing the Empire Flipping Challenge on. A lot of the investments have went to different realms that aren't on the spreadsheet, but we just have them in the mailbox waiting for patch 10.1.5, and then we'll send them to all these realms plus other realms that we probably will need to add to the spreadsheet to track the sales. However, let's get into what we've been up to the last week. Alright, so let's start off in the first column, so the current gold. So the current gold has went down a lot. That is because we're investing heavily. Across the realms, we've got in liquid gold right now 651k, and as you can see, that has went down 2.1 million because that is because we've actually spent 2.6 million just on these realms that are in the flipping challenge for investments. If we look at the second column, as you can see, on Frostmourne we spent 2.2 million on investments, which is a lot of gold that we invested in. But if you look on the last two columns, the auction house total wealth and auction house change, they both have went up crazy. We've increased the auction house value across these realms by 70 million in the last week. 70 million. So all the realms auction houses total worth are 113.7 million at the moment, which is absolutely insane from the last week where we've jumped up a crazy amount. If we look at the sales column, so the third column, you can see Frostmourne we had 177k, which is pretty nice. Moonguard had 53k, Proudmourne 65k, and then altogether 455k in sales, which is pretty nice. But obviously we spent 2.6 million in investments just from these realms from the flipping challenge. So I'm actually super happy with this. If you look at the last column, the realms have went up crazy amounts. So Frostmourne went up 40 million worth, Illidan 23 million worth, and that is crazy. So a total of 70 million 0.8, so 70.8 million increased on the auction house total value, which is really good. So I'm super excited to see the future sales over the next week or 2 or 3 or 4. We should have some like really good sales coming in for the flipping challenge, and this is obviously going to help us reach our 100 mil gold goal a lot quicker. The more things that we have listed on the auction house for really good prices that we paid not much for, the quicker we will obviously get to that 100 million in liquid gold. Now, if you'd like to learn how to flip exactly how I am, with multiple different methods of flipping, so on one round sort of flipping, cross round flipping, market resetting, flipping materials, a whole heap of different methods, you can find all of that inside of my flipping guide, and that will be the first link down below in the description box. I'd just like to say a huge thank you to everyone that has got it recently, and all the kind words and positive feedback everyone's been giving. And also, actually, once you get the guide, I should mention that it is constantly updated, and if you own a copy already, you will get the updated copies completely for free, and also you get access to my private Discord server where we talk about flipping and a whole heap of different ways to actually make gold in the game. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I'm getting super excited for this challenge now, especially that we're going to be able to trade cross realm without paying for a character transfer. This challenge is going to absolutely take off, and obviously we're going to spread out to even more realms than what we're currently doing. Our goal will be to sell on pretty much all the realms on the NA region. We want to pretty much be taking over the auction house on a whole heap of different markets. However guys, if you enjoyed this episode, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for the next episode that will be coming within a week. So let's go guys, to the next one, take care.